This video is made for adult collectors because bro's wearing a neck brace. All right, let's sit down with this $100 figure and... Ugh. Let's not sit down with the $100 figure. I don't really dabble in third-party masterpiece stuff anymore, but the recent TF Safari gig has made me rethink that. Like, it's not just because they send them to me for free. I have bought some for myself. And while they're never perfect, I do like them a lot. Aussie here is from Fanstoys, whom I'm going to call Outback for the rest of the video because that's his official name. I was actually really looking forward to this more than the Nemesis and the Monkey that's on the way right now, but there's some weird problems that really hold this guy back for me. So I've never had experience with Fanstoys products before. This Soundwave is actually the knockoff, but this official, I'm using air quotes there because this in itself is ripping off someone's IP, but this one feels like exactly the same and has exactly the same types of issues, and they both cost the same price. Before I go any further, this was sent to me, like I said, by TF Safari. They're a third-party NKO store that has a boatload of stuff, like this combiner I'm dying to get. They do have this for $100, and while I think that's too much, they offer a wide range of other cool things that are on sale, like this Soundwave, which I think is a better spend of $100. And if you use code ThatToyGuySpecial, 3% off, yeah, I know, you can save an extra couple dollars, which is always nice. So go check them out, link to the description below. Thank you for providing this figure. And now back to the actual toy. While they did provide this to me for free, all views and expressions are my own. And funny story about this, shipping had messaged me saying that this was destroyed. Like, it was a really weird way of saying it got destroyed in shipping. And I was about to email TF Safari, be like, hey, it got destroyed, I'm sorry. And then it shows up at my door and it was pristine. I was very confused. So this looks cool. Like, I love the design more than Brawn, which is why I went for Outback. That and it's Outback, and I used to live in Sydney, Australia. I like the colors, obviously. Another one for the Brown gang, yay. The proportions are odd though. Looks like he's got a bit of a diaper, but that's always been like Outback's thing. It sort of matches the G1 toy a lot more to me as well, which I think is neat because I really want that G1 toy. The biggest problem though is the accuracy. It goes for accuracy to the cartoon so much that it ruins the articulation. The other thing third-party Masterpiece is known for. The backpack being as compressed as it is makes the head almost completely immobile and the waist doesn't turn at all. That and the shoulder hinges for the arms also hit the head and it doesn't move. It's 2023. How do we have no head articulation? And you'd think like, okay, if the outer block doesn't rotate, maybe the inner head would move, right? Nah, it just wiggles a little bit and then that's it. And the face sometimes falls off. They're also like very tight. Everything on here is super tight on this guy to the point where he makes old car noises and I fear it's gonna break. This QC sticker for sure looking like they just slapped it on and called it a day. Tight does not mean good quality control. Too tight is a thing that can break and that's poor quality control. So make sure your joints are tight enough, not too tight. Everything is on screws, well, almost everything, so I can loosen things up, and I have, but they're still really tight. You get an optional face, which is nice, and two guns. One is Megatron's fusion cannon that does fit on MP36, who is packed away at the moment, and the handgun that just slides into the hand. The MP36 cannon also can light up, but I do not have the compatible batteries at home. He does look super cool, but getting him into something that isn't a stock straight pose is kind of annoying. So apologies in advance if you hear loud booming sounds and whatever. It is currently raining and thundering and lightning. Very, very frightening. It is so loud and apparently we might lose power. And if we lose power, this video doesn't come out on Wednesday. Yeah, anyways, let me film this part first so that I can get it out of the way in case we do lose power. Anyways, the articulation on this thing, as I stated, is very hit or miss. So the head only rotates that far and makes that horrendous noise. That's so bad. It's the backpack. If I remove the backpack a little bit, right, you get a little bit more head motion, but then it bumps into the hinges in the shoulders. So you move the backpack out of the way, move the shoulders back. Now you can rotate the head, but now he looks like a moron. And then the inner head only really wiggles a little bit. So that is really useless, and the whole backpack's come undone. That's fun. Collapse in, you fucking... There we go. There we go. Shoulders can do a full 360. They can go... Oh, they've untabbed. They can go out about that far. You got bicep rotation, which on this side is rather squeaky. 90-degree bend at the elbow. I do like how the elbow works. It's got like a little disc thing, right? But when you bend it, it bends it offset. I think that's actually quite neat. I think that's cool. Wrist rotation and fingers can open and close. Nothing at the waist unless you, guess what? Take the backpack off. Then you've got a waist joint. But once you activate it, the backpack kind of sits like this, and then, well, now it's staying on. Usually it just falls off. Let's just peg that back in. Now, the hips, they can go forward. Oh no, but it's pushed the backpack off. They can go back, but that's as far back as they go. They can go in and out. You don't want to push the backpack off. You have to like extend the legs down and then move it, and the backpacks come off. This backpack is the death of this figure. It really is. You got thigh rotation, real squeaky thigh rotation. You notice that a lot. A lot of these joints are real squeaky. Knee bends, just a little over 90 degrees. And it's very stiff. Oh, the lights flickered. Very stiff. And then you have an ankle tilt and a toe tilt to get even further, which is nice. I like how they did that. But yeah, QC my ass. It needed more time out to dry before it was ready to release. It's just this. This ruins the whole experience for me because the legs, the waist, the head, all encumbered because of how they did the backpack. And this is a third-party masterpiece toy. You'd expect it to be good and not to being out-posability'd by this thing. It's such a shame. It looks really nice. I love Outback's design, but like, come on, Fanstoys. You could have done a little bit better. My first impressions is not great. So that robot looks cool, but Fanstoys chasing that accuracy boner really came in and sort of ruined the articulation. Pain. So the transformation is actually something that's pretty fun on this guy. There's a couple little caveats, a couple little like third-party things that it just does, but it reminds me of, wow, the rain's picking up. Reminds me a lot of this guy in how like simple it is overall. So to start with, the first thing you're gonna wanna do is you're gonna wanna like open the backpack up and just sort of like unfold the whole thing. Slide it out. Not a fan of the slider being on clear plastic, but it is what it is. Just unfold the whole backpack like that. Just get it all out of the way. Now you have this giant thing hanging off the back. The next thing you're gonna wanna do is you're gonna wanna get the arms like rotated around like this. Bring these up like that. Bring this up like that. Rotate that around. Then what we're gonna do is we're going to rotate these sections back all the way. There we go. And then just sort of bring the arms around. Oh! The power just went out. Lovely. This truck mode is superb, 10 out of 10. This feels like a dense brick that rolls super well and even has covers to hide robot junk underneath. So useless, but so cool at the same time. It closes up so nicely to where it doesn't feel like it transforms. It's so satisfying to hold. Everything pegs together super solidly. I love the silver grille and just the shaping of the car. Like, you can peg the gun on the top of the car, which is cool, but the rest of the accessories have nowhere to go, so a pain. It's a weird toy. Like, I was told Fanstoys was so good with their QC and their build, but this just doesn't help prove that to me. It doesn't mean I'm done with Fanstoys though. I'll give them another chance someday, but this toy is weird. Should you buy it? I mean, it's the only decent masterpiece Outback out there, so that's a good incentive to pick one up, but $100 might feel like a lot. TF Safari has other things that are $100 that are much better than this, so I would say get some of those instead. This figure is by no means terrible, and it feels like $100. It's just weird how it misses the mark on some really important parts of other toys that do that properly for the same price point. It's just weird. But that's my look at Fanstoys Outback. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.